We are back live with the eSports Report. Puckett and Revan talking about Optic Gaming, one of the 8 teams attending the X Games, fighting for the first ever eSports gold medal. Revan, we talked about the squad, but now it's time for an interview. Who do we have on the phone?
We have Clayster.
Clayster, welcome to the show, my friend. This is the ESR, and we got to get your thoughts. X Games, the first ever eSports competition at the X Games, is going down this Friday. What are your thoughts coming into this epic tournament?
Mike was muted. Thank you guys for having me on, and I'm pretty excited for the X Games. I try not to let myself get too excited for these tournaments until I'm on the way, but I'm already pretty anxious here about 2 or 3 days before the games start, and, I'm just really excited for the opportunity.
Well, we wanted to get you on the phone to talk about Optic Gaming, and of course, Optic Gaming didn't have too much success last year. In 2014, though, it's a totally new story. You guys finished 3rd at COD Championships, and now you have a team that is in the top 2 in the overall MLG COD League, where last season you guys were at the very bottom. What's going on with the new Optic squad, and how are you guys feeling with Proofy?
I think that with the addition of Proofy, we all gained a little bit of confidence, just the way that we're playing lately and the way that we've all kind of come together chemistry-wise, it's just making a lot more sense than it was with Embos. I can really feel us firing on all cylinders sometimes. When we get in the groove and get in our zone, it really feels like we're unbeatable at times. And I really think it's helped for the entire team's confidence to add Proofy to the team. And, I'm pretty excited to have him on board, too, because Proofy was one of my oldest teammates. I teamed with him in 2008 for a PCL, actually, one of the ones online. So it's really exciting to get here and team with him again.
So speaking more about the addition of Proofy, what does he add to the team that you guys think you were missing with Embos?
It's pure slaying power, I think, and a little bit of confidence. Proofy's been around the scene for a long time, like I was just saying, and he's got those seasoned nerves where he just doesn't big situations don't get to him anymore. And when we looked at just basic stats, Proofy is bringing to the team the same amount of domination captures and about 3/4 of Embos' blitz captures. And, with the addition of an extra 0.5 or 0.6 KD. So, you have the same objective that Embos has, but you also have that raw slaying power that, that Proofy's known for.
Well, when Proofy came onto the roster, there was a lot of talk about how is this going to affect the roles. Were there any major changes in the team's lineup and the roles that you guys take, or what are the roles that you guys are currently playing?
Yeah, there was definitely a mix-up. Back when Embos was on the team, him and Nadeshot kind of just ran the objective work while me and Scumpy did the slaying work. But now that we have 2 really good slayers on the team, I guess you could say 3 or 4, depending on which ones you like better. But, I just kind of let Proofy and Scump do their thing. I know they have that X factor, that explosiveness, so I let Proofy take over the main slayer role a little more. And I'm playing a little more support, just a little more watching overextend, doing all the dirty work. And then Matt's doing the same thing, objective all day.
And we saw you guys kind of struggle in the past, or at least Optic Gaming struggle in the past with the blitz game. That now seems to be one of your strengths. You're playing the goalie role almost every time I see you. Is that something that you plan to do at the X Games, or are you going to try and move up and play a little bit more mid-map control? What's Optic Gaming's overall strategy and philosophy on blitz?
We have a bunch of different philosophies on blitz. Me and Matt kind of butt heads over the way we want to play it. But we have a couple, tricks up our sleeve that we're going to pull out at X Games. And I can't exactly say them too much yet. I don't want to give the competition a little advantage. But, we have some stuff that's hidden away that I'm going to have to break out at X Games, and it should be pretty entertaining.
Looking forward to it. Clayster, last question here. I know you guys got to go and get some warm-up in before the big tournament. Talk to me a little bit about where you see the team's strengths and weaknesses. First off, what are your strongest game modes?
Our strongest game mode is definitely domination. Our blitz has been pretty good, but we don't feel like just because we have a good record in blitz doesn't mean we're exactly that good at it. We have a lot of close games on blitz where we just edge teams out by a cap right in the last second. But sometimes our domination, when we're on point, it's scary. If we have me, Proof, Scump, and Nade all going off how I know we can, it's near impossible to kill 2 of us without going 2 dead yourself. So I'm really really happy with the way that we all come together in our respawn game types, and we're showing that in the league.
So what happened at Niagara? A lot of people had you guys finishing pretty high, within the top 4, but that wasn't the case. What went wrong for you guys at that event?
I'm not really sure what went wrong for us. We went back and watched some of the film and, identified some flaws in our gameplay. We're like, hey, look, they just won this map because we did this. And then we fixed it for X Games now. And, I'm not here to make excuses and all that stuff, but constantly having to switch back and forth from consoles from 1 to 360, 360 back to 1, it kind of messes up my shot a little bit. And I kind of had a poor performance in Niagara, and I'll be the first to say it. And I didn't live up to how I know I can play on LAN. And I think with me kind of taking a backseat role, the team just couldn't get fired up. We couldn't catch that spark that we needed to move forward at Niagara. And, we got 7th, 8th, so it's not the worst placing. And we lost to 2 really good teams, and, FaZe Black and then Evil Geniuses. I mean, those are 2 of the best teams in the game. And, but to get 3-0'd by them kind of stung a little bit. But I think X Games is really where all of our focus is, and we're going to come out swinging.
You guys taking home the X Games gold this weekend?
I'm pretty sure we are. Pretty sure.
All right, well, best of luck, Clayster. Thank you so much for coming on the ESR. Guys, you can follow him on Twitter, Optic Clayster, just 1C. Clayster, where else can we find you?
My YouTube, youtube.com/Clayster, and of course on the MLG stream, mlg.tv/Clayster.
Best of luck this weekend, my friend. Everyone looking forward to seeing what Optic Gaming is bringing to the table. Will they get their first major tournament win in Call of Duty Ghosts this weekend?
It's going to be tough. I mean, everybody has Evil Geniuses coming in at the #1 spot, but, I mean, anything could happen.
All right, well, guys, we're headed to quick commercial break. When we return, Revan is going to give his final thoughts on Optic Gaming, weighing their strengths versus their weaknesses. And then, of course, we still have to talk EG. We have 2 top 5s today as well, all coming up next on the eSports Report.